大家好, hello everyone. I'm Dr. Zhang. I'm teaching Chinese at Sycamore Junior High and High School. Right now, we offer Chinese 1 and 2 at junior high and Chinese 3, 4, 5, and AP Chinese at high school. I know some students have learned Chinese before or have no chance to study Chinese, but are really interested in studying Chinese at high school. So please feel free to let me know, and we will definitely find a right path for you. Besides Chinese courses, we also run Chinese club at the high school. And in the summer, the students will have opportunities to travel to discover its language and the culture. So right now, I will invite my students to talk a little bit more about Sycamore Chinese program. Here we go.
What's your favorite part about Chinese class?
The field trips. We get to go to CAM, the Chinese Asian market, and we get to name all the foods and eat a bunch of good stuff, like in the parties during Chinese New Year. And then we also got to go to Miami University, where we got to do competitions in Kung Fu and kite designs, and we beat Mason last year in both categories. We're undefeated.
We have a lot of opportunities to compete in the wrestling competitions, like the junior high and high school last year both won.
For every Chinese class, there's like a different level. So for level 1, you begin learning Chinese and begin understanding the characters and meeting everyone in your class. And then as it progresses, you stay with the same class and get to know the people very well and be comfortable speaking in your language.
Yeah, Chinese is also a really good place to make friends. So from when you're going into junior high into high school, you know you have that class there still, which is really nice.
Yeah, and Chinese is a really important language because as you grow older, it will become more helpful as you get to learn new cultures and understand people you've never met before. So I think it's really beneficial to take it.
And work in business and professionally too.
Yeah.
So it's a really good opportunity. You can get involved in the school. It's a great club.
And you can also bring your friends that are not in the class, and they can also learn so much about China and the Chinese people. So.
Hi, my name is Marty Khan. So I'm from Chinese heritage, and so the reason that I took Chinese is I wanted to broaden my horizons of Chinese culture. I also wanted to work on my Chinese outside of the house, get better at it. I'm really happy that I ended up taking Chinese. I made a lot of new friends. I get to work on my Chinese every day outside of the house, and I get to work on it inside the house, luckily. So I think if you already are a Chinese native, or your parents are Chinese and you already speak a little bit of Chinese inside the house, you should definitely take Chinese class. You get to meet a lot of friends. You get to learn a lot more about your culture than you would previously. You get to appreciate where you come from, where your mom and your dad might have come from as well. You get to touch up on your Chinese because you don't really use it that much, especially going to a public school.
I take Chinese because I want to be an engineer, and Chinese will help me make connections in the industry. Chinese is also really important in business because China is one of the biggest superpowers in the world.
And I'm going to be telling you what you're going to be going into as a 7th grader. So you're going to be starting with Chinese 1, and it's just an introductory course. You'll be learning the basics, and then you'll be moving up to Chinese 2 as an 8th grader, and then starting high school, you'll be moving into Chinese 3. Now things do get a little bit more difficult, but then you're going to be speaking more fluently and knowing a lot more. You can also test into Chinese if you don't want to take it now, you want to try some other language. With this course load, you should have 6 years of Chinese. Yeah, 6 years of Chinese, and then that will be starting from 7th grade all the way up to your senior year. Just take Chinese consecutively all throughout high school and junior high. And yeah, that's kind of it. That's what you'll be expecting in Chinese.
明年见，谢谢观看。